Okay, everyone. Good morning and welcome. I'm so pleased to welcome everybody to the Senate chambers. My name is Kalani English. I'm the Senate Majority Leader and the Chairman of the Festival of Pacific Arts Commission. With me are the members of the Commission. We're very pleased to say that the Festival of Pacific is on. And we're going to be holding this wonderful festival from June 10th to the 21st at the Hawai'i Convention Center, and it's open to everyone to come. This is not just a regular festival. In fact, it is the Olympics of the Pacific. We have 28 countries coming. They'll be joining us here with delegations of up to 100 members. Many of the delegations are sending their heads of state, ministers of government, and a lot of other technical people. And the reason they're doing this is that we have some substantive discussions along the intersection of culture and climate change, the intersection of cultural survival in the time of great changes in the region. I cannot say enough about how proud we are to represent Hawaii. We have been attending these festivals from 1976, and they happen every 4 years. And it moves between Melanesia, Micronesia, Polynesia, which means every 12 years, Polynesia has an opportunity to host. The Pacific has taken such good care of our people from 1976. Every delegation that went has been received so well and hosted so well. Now it's our turn. And we're here to say to the people of Hawaii that we will be the center of the Pacific during these particular days, and we can showcase our islands, showcase our culture, and share with our Pacific Islanders as they share with us. We are affiliated with the SPC, which is the Pacific Community, which is an international organization, intergovernmental organization based in Nomea, New Caledonia. The United States is a member of that commission, and because the Pacific has two languages, we will be presenting in both French and English for the festival. At this time, well, let me just say first, thank you to the Legislature. The Legislature created the commission and also funded it, I think $2.4 million so far. And this shows a strong support of our legislative bodies. Thank you to the governor who's released the monies and also appointed the commissioners that needed to be on the commission. This shows strong support from our government. I'd also like to thank the City and County of Honolulu for such strong support of this effort as well. I'd like to at this time introduce Mr. Chris Tatum, who's the CEO of the Hawaii Tourism Authority.
Aloha. Thank you, Senator English. We understand, and from my background, understand how much it takes and how much effort it takes to put on an event like this. And I'd like to recognize you and the Commission for all your efforts and preparations. This is also such an important event for us because many of the residents of Hawaii have family and friends coming and are part of these and coming from these countries. So what a great opportunity to show our aloha here. That's why HTA will be providing additional support in the amount of $500,000 to assist and support the efforts of the Commission to make this a phenomenal event in Hawaii. There's so much to learn from all of our Pacific Island nations. Our visitors will also have an opportunity to learn from them during the FestPac in Hawaii. Our investment in this historic event is to ensure that all who come to FestPac Hawaii will experience the beauty of our state and learn about our unique history and what guides our values today. I'd like to recognize and thank the commissioners, Senator English, and we look forward to a tremendous event. Mahalo.
Thank you. Our deepest gratitude and mahalo to the Hawaii Tourism Authority for recognizing the importance of this event and providing us with $500,000 of financial support as well as huge amounts of in-kind support. We are most grateful. Thank you very much. Let me take on something that's on everyone's mind immediately. The Commission has been working and tracking daily the reports on coronavirus and measles in the region. We've been working very closely with the Department of Health on ensuring that we have the highest standards for the festival, and we're working with the State Department and the embassies within the region to ensure that everyone is properly vaccinated and has the clearances when they come into Hawaii. You know, we're not sure how this will play out, and so daily we are updating our databases and updating our knowledge on how to be prepared. I can say that the Department of Health is well prepared. They have briefed the Senate on this and the House of Representatives, and they have all kinds of contingencies in place. They have also told us that measles is still a concern in the region, and they are also prepared to deal with that. So I wanted to cover that right up front because that's the burning question for a lot of people. We're also still open to future sponsorships. So we're asking organizations and groups and companies out there that if they're willing to kokua, whether it be financial, in-kind, or labor, please contact us. And we have a website that's up, that's festpachawaii.org. Festpachawaii.org. We also have a Facebook page and social media, so please contact us through there. But we're very open to more kokua, more support, and community participation. So why is FestPac so important? Why is the Festival of Pacific Arts so important to us? You know, Hawaii is looked upon as the big brother in the Pacific, the older sibling, and for many years we have tried to reach out to the Pacific, tried to work with the Pacific in small ways. Well, this is a big way to do it. And think about this, that for this period of time, the homeland is coming to us, and we will have all of the Pacific leadership, political leadership, traditional leadership, cultural leadership, as well as the people here in one building, in one space. This is such a rare occurrence that we've had communications from the United Nations Development Office in Fiji, and they're asking if they can send their resident representative because of this gathering. Other organizations, Taiwan will be hosting their Austronesian Language Conference. Piango, which is the Association of Non-Government Organizations of the Pacific, will be hosting their meeting here. APIL, the Association of Pacific Island Legislatures, is coming in and hosting their meeting. SPREP, the South Pacific Environmental Agency, has sent communication that they would like to participate. I've had a number of indigenous entrepreneurs reach out. So these are what we'll call side events, and we're asking that if they're preparing a side event, we're concentrating on FestPac, but the side events also give some juice to the festival. So this is an idea of what's coming. Really, at the end of the day, it's how it affects your life and how it affects you inside. And for all of us that have dealt with anything in the Pacific, it's a life-changing experience. And it's something that changes your life, and it changes your point of view. It makes you understand where we are in the world, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the region that we belong to, the great diversity in our region, and also the unity that creates. So along these lines, I'd like to ask Commissioner Snowbird Bento to come and speak about that for a few minutes.
Mahalo, Senator. Aloha kākou. My first experience as a delegate to the Festival of Pacific Arts was in 1992 in a beautiful place called Rarotonga in the Cook Islands. And I can honestly say that being part of that delegation, we had to actually audition as students to be taken in the performing arts section of our delegation. And let's see, I was a junior in high school. And that moment, seeing everybody there gathering, canoes coming from afar, landing on the beaches, and all of us down there calling out, crying in some ways, the joy of being part of a community that we don't necessarily always get to interact with on a daily basis here at home. More importantly, those experiences in the Cook Islands, and then later on as an adult delegate in Palau, helped me to understand what my role could possibly be as just a person who loves the place that they come from. And in that moment, I was so proud to come from Hawaii. I was so proud to be Hawaiian, because that was where we could interface from one country to the next as people. And it's taught me that when I look at Hawaii, we consider ourselves a melting pot. We have to be always mindful of the relationships we create with all of the people that we come across. Always mindful that we are who we are because we come from a long line of people who survived migrations, who used the ocean and the stars and the wayfinding techniques of our ancestors to find other places to call home. That we come from lands that our people have been on for generations, and that the ancestral intellect of our kupuna and our ancestors, they're not irrelevant. They are not obsolete. In fact, they make us more relevant and more in the know, because those kinds of intellects and those kinds of wisdom, married with who we are and who we are raised to be, that's where the answers will come from for how we survive the future. If we look at the Pacific, we should be leading the conversations about climate change. We should be leading the conversations about our environment. And we should be leading the conversations about what happens when our islands go under the water. Because it's not just happening to somebody somewhere far away. It's happening to our family. And I think that the Pacific represents the largest family on this planet.
Thank you, Snowbird. It's very emotional for all of us because the Festival of Pacific Arts and the Pacific in and of itself has such a profound impact on all of our lives. I have 30 years of experience in the region, working in the Pacific, being a part of this great family of ours. And it's always been a dream to have us reincorporate back into the region, have us more interaction. And I think this festival is the best and strongest way that we can do it. I'd like to also say that we, as Hawaiians and as indigenous peoples in the area, in the Pacific, have often been left out of the major discussions. And this is one of the few areas where it's our discussion amongst ourselves and our governments, our traditional leaders, our cultural leaders. And for some of the region, this festival is the only time that the traditional and cultural leaders have a discussion with their elected leaders on these very issues of culture and climate change and how it affects them. The Association of Pacific Legislatures, APIL, for example, is coming, and it's 14 legislative bodies in the region. Part of the reason that they wanted to do their General Assembly here is they wanted their elected legislative leaders to spend time with their traditional leaders and cultural leaders so that they understand what the needs are. So they said, let's have our meeting here so that they can go and spend time with their own delegations and see and feel and understand with them. So this is what FESPAC brings, these types of discussions that would not normally happen at home. I'd like to say that we're going to turn the convention center for at least those 11 days. It'll be the center of the Pacific, because what would take 5 months of voyaging across the Pacific to talk to 28 governments, 28 peoples, would take you literally 1 day at the convention center. And that's the opportunity for Hawaii. So we invite all members of the public to come. Every event is open and free for public to come. We invite you to our webpage, fespachawaii.org, social media. Please reach us out on social media. You can find us there.